All right, let me go live stream. Continue as a leader. Okay, we live on Facebook. Everybody tune in. Man, I got my boy. I can't wait. I cannot wait to get in some conversation with Mr. Justin Edwards. Y'all know him. Y'all see him all the time. Y'all know him. So tune in, let everybody know. We on, we on. Um, one second. Justin, I'm gonna tell you when you're gonna be able to share on your page. I need a oh my system's so slow. All right, so you could go like to my page, to this,
Mhm.
you see us live, and you can share to your page. I need to cut the fan on.
Okay.
And woo, and let me get back to the Zoom and get back over here. All right. Did you find it, brother?
Yeah, I just now found it.
And you just hit the share, and it could go straight to your
Okay.
page. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys, it is Real Estate Tuesday, sessions with Alita. As you guys know, on Tuesdays, I do real estate interviews, and on Thursdays, I do entertainment interviews. And you guys can catch all these recordings on YouTube at Sessions with Alita, okay? The real estate and the music and stuff. So let me tell y'all, I had to get some men on here. I had to represent the men. I've been interviewing like female real estate agents. I was like, I got to represent the men. So who else? Honest, okay. Don't nobody get mad at me, but honestly, who else would I call first to get to get my first male real estate interview? Mr. Justin Edwards, of course, of course. He's like my little baby brother. Okay, let
Hey.
me tell y'all. I'm gonna tell him before we get into all the interview. I want to let people know. Now I can't remember who it is, and not gonna shout out no names, but he posted something on Facebook. I got tagged on it, and he was like, "Why would I do that? I'm an agent. Why would I reach out? I'm an agent, right?" And I was like, "Does he got a? I mean, like an attitude or something?" But then we wound up talking. He was like, "Hella cool." You remember that? When somebody tagged,
I don't I
and
don't
I was
know what
like,
you talking. I don't know what you talking about.
he don't know what I'm talking about. You posted something, you was looking, they thought you was looking for a real estate agent, right?
Oh, okay,
That's how
okay,
we hooked up, right?
okay,
That's
okay.
how we first met because I got
Oh, so they
tagged.
recommended you.
Yeah, they recommended.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's how it all first came. You was like, I'm an agent. And
Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah. No, that and it's funny. That's how it be happening sometimes when I post stuff. People they either they don't know I'm an agent and they'll recommend another realtor to me or something like that just because I'm always posting stuff about real estate. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that was so funny. So we got Justin Edwards with Keller Williams Realty. So how you doing, family?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Business is going good and family's good, so I can't complain. Just happy to see what the future brings and helping clients out. I just submitted an offer for 780, so hopefully we get that accepted. So
Nice.
yeah,
All right. So tell
yeah.
me, Justin, from kindergarten to junior high, what was Justin like?
Justin, I mean, he was always he likes to learn, right? So always learning. I always competitive. I play sports. Um,
What'd you play?
I started off playing basketball. I played flag football. I played basketball, and then when I got into high school, that's when I started playing football. So I went to Hollywood Park Elementary from kindergarten to sixth grade, and then I went to San Brandon
Oh, my
junior
son went to, my
high.
kids went to San Brandon.
Okay, yeah. So went to San Brandon from seventh and eighth grade, and then I in high school I went to McClatchy for 2.5 years, and then I graduated from Burbank. I was there for 1.5 years.
So what was Justin like in high school? So in like junior high stuff, you got into sports, right?
Yeah. So elementary was basketball, right?
Uh-huh.
Of course, like from kindergarten to fourth grade, we was playing kickball. Right, kickball was the thing.
I love kickball. I love
Now
kickball.
I remember I played. I was always like fast, right? Like
Mhm.
one of the fastest people at the school. And I remember playing football, just playing around. He was like, "Yeah, you like prime time." I didn't even know what prime time was,
Uh-huh.
but he was talking about Deion Sanders. I didn't know.
Okay.
So in elementary school, I was playing kickball. Then I got in the hoop, so I played that. And then in middle school, I was on the basketball team. Our basketball team was dope. Like we was undefeated. I didn't get that much playing time. I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't get that much playing time. Like what the couple of dudes on our team was like my partner Eugene, he was like 6'8", and we in the seventh and eighth grade. Yeah, so we had like 6 footers on our junior high team. So
Oh
I
my.
was on the squad though, but it wasn't we wasn't winning because of me. But
Oh my.
in I'm just being honest. But
Wow.
then in high school, that's when I started playing football. You
Mhm.
know, and I fell in love with football. And then I played basketball up until my junior, or I played freshman and JV, and then I just stuck to football. I felt that was my best chance to go somewhere, or just I was more athletic when it came to football.
Did you so how far did you get like, with the football? Did people offer you scholarships or
Man, so like I told you, I switched schools, right? So I switched schools from McClatchy to Burbank, and when I played at McClatchy, we was horrible. Like I'm talking 1-9. Like one game, lost 9 games. But I was doing my thing though. But it just losing sucked. So I transferred to Burbank, and the year before Burbank was at 1-9. But my senior year, we
Mhm.
went 9-3, and we went to the second round of the playoffs and played Del Oro.
Mhm.
So within that, within me switching, like any letters that I was getting, the athletic director, they didn't give him to me at McClatchy. I had to go to like a whole meeting with the San Joaquin like
Man.
district head of the sports division and have like it was almost like court so that I could even transfer over to Burbank because they were trying to say like I don't know they recruited me or I don't know what they was trying to say, but that I shouldn't be going there. But we moved and I'm like Burbank was around the corner from my house, so
Yeah.
technically that's the school I should have been going to.
Mhm.
So yeah, so they held all my letters and stuff. So it kind of messed up my situation there.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so I ended up going to when I graduated high school, I went to Sierra College to play football there.
Mhm.
Um, and it was cool. It was cool, but I just I didn't have the confidence that I should have had
Mhm.
in that arena. Um, and I felt I probably would have went far if I would have had the right environment. But I
Yeah.
didn't have the right environment around me. So I
Mm.
went to school, and then I was like, man, school, being broke, being in school, playing football, it's like you don't have time to really work.
Mhm.
School is hard. It's kind of difficult to stay focused on that when you got practice and you're struggling. So I ended up quitting, and it just just working full time, and I
Oh,
worked all different kind of jobs.
that's what I was about to ask you. What was your first job?
My first job I got in high school. It was man art. Rest in peace, my partner Rob. You know Rob.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So we had got a job at EMH what was it, opinion sampling or something. So basically, we were giving public opinion surveys over the phone.
Oh, over the phone.
Yeah, so it was essentially like a sales job. I wasn't selling anything, but I had to keep people on the phone to go through a whole random survey that I'm just calling them for.
Mm.
So that was my first job, and then I got into like when I went back to school. I ended up going back to school just so I could get my a degree in business administration, because like I said, I didn't really have guidance. I graduated high school with like a 3.8, but I just didn't have no instruction on what I should be doing next. So I would say the community kind of dropped the ball on that one, because I should have went somewhere, but I just didn't know
Yeah.
what to do, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I did that, and then I was going to community college, and I was working at like an after school program. I had different sales jobs too. Um, I sold vacuum cleaners before, Rainbow vacuum
I'm
cleaners,
about to say, don't say Kirby.
Kirby. I sold Kirby's
Oh,
too.
oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
so yeah, I had different sales jobs. So I sold direct TV inside of
Like
like Best Buy.
Walmart. Oh,
They used to do Walmart, but when I did it, I was at Best Buy. So yeah, I've done different sales jobs, and yeah, I've always been a salesman.
yeah, that's what I
So
was about to say. Sales just was in your blood. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
so how did you get into real estate? Like, what piqued your interest?
so working different kind of jobs. So I was either working a sales job or some type of laborist job. Those are the two jobs that I would actually be able to get hired at without having some type of extensive, you know, certificate or even work experience in a particular field.
Mhm,
So those are the entry level jobs that were paying a little bit decent, or you could make what you earn.
mhm.
So I had I was working with a contractor at the time, and I also had my Haswapper, which is the 40-hour Haswapper. You can work with hazardous materials. I
Oh,
went
okay.
I went to the Corps, Sacramento Regional Conservation Corps.
Mhm,
Now, most people in there, like, they didn't have their high school diploma, but I had my diploma. I had I had a pass where I got in trouble with the law, and because I
mhm,
kind of fit the demographic of the people that could go there, um, I was able to go there. But I was working my way through there. I was able to become a special corps member, and I had little special privileges that I was able to do. But also, I got my Haswapper, and that's when I kind of started doing construction.
mhm.
So I was able to go through different temp agencies and stuff, and I ended up working with a contractor, Brother Rock, um, and he was the first one to put the real estate bug in my ear. So like learning to invest or um, being a wholesaler, or just letting me know that he done real estate plays before. You can make a lot of money in real estate,
Mhm.
and just trying to figure things out, trying to figure life out. I'm a student at YouTube University, right? So I see all these wholesaling. You can make money wholesaling, no cash, no credit. So I'm researching that. I start my own LLC and
So
all of
did you
that.
do
But
flip man? Flip man?
I didn't do flip man, but I seen his stuff though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, in my head, I'm like, people ain't finna believe I'm about to buy their house cash and all of that. So I'm like, let me get my license so I could really learn real estate. And then if I do decide to go the wholesale route, I could either wholesale it or I can list the property myself
Mhm,
and do it like that. So that was really the first thing that came to mind with real estate. And I was watching I like to watch interviews, right? So I was watching Vlad TV,
mhm.
and Jay had Jay Morrison on there.
Oh yeah, Jay Morrison.
And he was talking about his past and how he ended up becoming a real estate agent. So I related to it. And I'm like, I'm gonna get my real estate license. That was like a sign for me to
Mhm,
get it. in between, life is happening. Like I'm having children, I'm having relationships, I'm going from one job to this job. So I'm just trying to figure it out. And yeah, I was working a temp job, doing my coursework with the real estate stuff as I'm at working, right? And then I got a cool paying job doing with the Haswalper. So I'm saying all of this to build up to that, right? So
Yeah.
I got a cool paying job with the Haswalper. It was a temporary job, but they were paying me prevailing wages. And prevailing wages, that's when they pay you like $40, $50 an hour, right? So
Mm.
I was making like $40, $50 an hour, but I was just they just had me there to do traffic control.
Oh,
So the
wow.
yeah. So for the traffic control, that's one of the worst jobs though because you just standing there all day
Is
on
that
your
why it's
feet all
$40
day.
an hour?
It's 40, but it was worth the 40 though.
Yeah,
So they were only supposed to have me and my boy there for a couple of months. So we was able to figure out, well, look, if we can show them that we can work, they'll be able to extend our time frame there. So
Was
we
that
was only
Rob too? Was that Rob again?
nah, that wasn't
Oh,
Rob. It was actually a
okay.
dude I met on the site. It's a cool dude named by the name of Joel. And he now he's a journeyman electrician, but at that time he was just working on his stuff. And yeah, me and Joel, we was able to milk it and work a good amount of hours. And then I got another job with the same company, and this is when I finally got my license. So I'm still working construction. Finally got my license, and then I was able to yeah, I was like, shit. After this job I'm gonna go full time real estate. I never sold a house or nothing, but I'm like, I'm gonna just figure it out. I took out a personal loan, was driving, lifting Uber, and then started going real estate full time in 2020. And
That's one.
I actually got my first deal was from one of my passengers that I picked up from Lyft. Yep, and I was just telling him what I did, and it was an older cat, and he was like, "Yeah, I might sell, but I don't know." And I ended up going to his house, his door knocking him, and went over there, and he's like telling me he invited me in. He was telling me what would have to happen in order for him to sell, and let some more time go by. Went over there again. He's like, "Hey, you're here. I'm ready now." I'm like, "Oh shit!" I
Oh
didn't even
my
know what
goodness.
to do.
That's so crazy because when I was coaching at KW, I used to, tell agents, that drove for Uber and Lyft, I say, go get a binder, put on the front, homes under 300,000, on there, and just put in the back seat when people get, or, on the behind the back seat, you know,
Yeah,
people are nosy and stuff. They're gonna look through the book and they're gonna realize you're an agent. But that's what I used to tell people when I was coaching and
no,
stuff.
that's good. I didn't hear that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, so yeah, yeah, that's what people need to do. And I just thought about it. Oh my God, light bulb just went off. We know people who drive for Uber. We need to do get some
Right, give
binders
him some
and put that
cards. Yeah,
put these binders in the back of your. Oh, I just came up with that. Oh my goodness, that just. Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
yeah.
I'm
No,
gonna
that's
go
a
get
good
me some
one.
binders and do that. Okay, I'm gonna think of different things.
No,
So.
you gotta stay creative and relevant.
So wait a minute. So that was in 2020, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So 5 years later, right? You are just on fire in real estate. How did that happen? What motivated
Well,
you? You know,
there's no plan B. I gotta be. I gotta succeed at this. This is it. So I gotta figure it out. I have a family. I got kids. They are dependent on me. So I have to figure it out. Um, there's nothing that I could do right now unless I create something or become famous or something that's gonna be able to get me the type of money that real estate could with not having a 4 year or even a master's degree because in real estate our income is limitless.
mhm.
And for me, I've always been a hard worker, and I don't think I was ever compensated as hard as I work, and I always been a good worker. So I figured why not just go in business for myself. And I just try to always stay relevant. I try to always push out content, let people know that I'm in the business. I've gotten a listing before from someone that I met at a grocery store, and we ended up following each other on social media. He hired an agent to sell his house that was at his church. She wasn't doing a good job. He ended up calling me, and I got it sold in like 3 weeks. So, and it was on the market for 60 days. So I have no plan B. This is what's gonna work, so I have to make it work. It's not all it's not all sold signs and happy times and big checks. I've had times where I don't make any money for months. I've had times, where it's bad, but I know that I'm good at what I do, and all I need is a client. So I'm just trying to get out there and help as many people as I can, and this is what's going to take me to where I want to be in life.
So I want to kind of go back a little. Now, some people, ask me how you get into real estate and stuff like that. Now, you mentioned that you had a past, right? So did you have to have like a restriction on your license or no? Because some people be like, I have a pass, like you're not gonna pass, blah blah. You know.
So I passed my test in, let's say, November, and I had two, one of my good friends, Jose, and the Trilio family that I grew up with. They were selling properties. They were selling their home, and they were also selling their grandmother had passed away, and she gave the sister the property, and she wanted to sell it. So they're like, "Hey man, you got your license? I got a couple properties for you to sell." And my license, like I passed the test when I first took it, but I wasn't getting my license, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And it took me like 5 to 6 months for them to finally tell me it's because of your background. So we can either go about it in two ways. We can either you can put like petition or appeal, whatever, or we can just give you a restricted license. So I was like, well, what does that mean? They're like, well, really nothing other than the broker just has to know that because it wasn't for anything violent. It was like I'm gonna just say I was always in sales, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, I had to go through that in order to get it. Um, but I'm it doesn't affect anything. It just don't do anything illegal, which I'm not gonna do, right? So I'm good.
And I wanted you to I'm glad that you brought that up because I wanted you to speak on that because some people do ask, and you're just a true testimony on how, nothing can, no matter what your past is, you can still go do what you want to do. You know what I mean? So, I'm so glad that stated that, let people know and everything. So
Yeah, you can now if you got fraud and
yeah,
violent
yeah,
crimes,
yeah.
are you?
No,
They're not messing with you. yeah,
no,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's a
So
limitation on that.
yeah. So what is Justin's like morning like what is your routine, your basic routine, your must-dos, your non-negotiables?
So what should be my routine and what actually happens, sometimes they don't meet together.
Right.
But what I always try to do is I try to push a lot of content out on social media because one, because it's free, two, because I have a decent following, and three, I can be in more people's face than I can over the phone or any other form of connecting with people. So if I do a video, and even if it only gets 100 views, that's 100 views, right? So I've definitely tried to be consistent with putting something on social media,
And what
following
social
up with
media do you use?
what was that?
What social media do you use?
All of them. So
Sorry, all now, all.
Facebook, yes, Facebook, IG, Facebook Business, TikTok. I just got a TikTok like last year though, and also YouTube. So I would say I've been able to get deals off of everyone except YouTube, but I got a little perfected because I'm just pushing content out, trying to get the followers up. I don't really have all the descriptions and all of that, so I'm just doing shorts right now on YouTube. Um, but yeah, I use those as avenues to connect with clients, and when I look back at past deals, a lot of my deals have came through there, and it may not be like directly, but indirectly. And what I mean by that is I'll have a friend that I haven't had a communication with for years, right? but I know we follow each other on social media, and then they'll reach out to me, either call me or through social media, and that's how we'll make a connection so that I can represent them. So it's been good to me, and if it's not broke, you don't gotta fix it, right? That's how the saying goes, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So you get a lot of referrals too, right?
Yeah, I give referrals, but I'm also aggressive in if somebody asks a question, I'm gonna check their temperature in their inbox and see, are you looking to make a move?
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes that turns into a client.
Okay. Okay. Now, you do home buyer workshops and client appreciation and all that. How those been for you and everything?
So I just started doing the client appreciation. I want to say in October. I partnered with the lender and we did an Oktoberfest.
Mm-hmm.
So what that was basically like, hey, if you receive this invite, basically I'm gonna pay for you to come out, and I'll pay for an appetizer and I'll pay for a drink for you, and then whatever else you want to do is on you. But I'm extending that out to you so we can talk, build, and just have a drink, have two drinks or whatever, and just chill.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool. And then I did another one most recently with Veronica Do It, which is one of my go-to
Yeah,
lenders.
she crazy. I
Yeah,
know she
that's
be
my
watching.
girl.
Okay, girl crazy.
Yeah, B, man, shout out to B. So yeah, we did a client appreciation event, and I'm just trying to find ways that, because in real estate we can do our business however we want to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to be able to connect with my people and also give back to them. Like, for them to choose me, I don't take that lightly, and I want to pour into them. I don't want to just be calling them like, hey, somebody that's trying to buy or sell. I want to be able to say, hey, let's build, let's eat together, let's drink together, let's hang out. Hey, I got this going on for the kids. Bring them through. I'm thinking about in the summer doing a movie night, either at a park or like rent out a whole theater, and
Yeah.
just all my past clients or future clients or even just my followers online just come hang out. Like, my business, I want it to be a business, but I also want to create relationships that
Yeah.
last.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of what we do, is we get to be in people's lives for at least a moment in time.
The one I was just telling you about, the one bedroom, one bath condo that I have, right? That family did 6 deals with me.
That's a
Yeah,
blessing.
the daughter, I got her as a lead, when I was a partner with Redfin. And it was funny. She kept like, she was this little young girl, and she wanted a good area, right? And she kept sending me the bad areas, right? So, and because of the pricing, right? So
Hmm.
finally, me, Justin, I said, okay, let's go look at the house. That girl looked so scared.
Yeah.
So she wanted to get in a condo, and everything, out there in Rosemont. And then she wound up getting married, having kids. So I helped her and her husband buy a house, right? Then I sold her condo, and then her mom wound up buying a condo in the same where I just sold her condo. I was like, hey, well, hell, we could just kept your daughter's
This
condo,
is.
right? And then they went and got a new build, so I sold their house out there in Foothill Farms, and they got a new build, and now I'm selling the condo the mom the mom got. So
That's what's.
yeah, so when they trust you and they call you, and the other one I have listed too, they bought like 2 years ago. They when you come from the heart, that's why when I coach, I tell agents, come from the heart. Don't look like a greedy agent.
Yeah.
And stuff, because that's what makes you stand out and everything, so, but so you don't like between 7 and 9, you don't get on the phone and be dialing and nothing like that. Oh, I think he froze
So
up.
I've tried that, and right now I got a 1 year old. So
Ooh.
am I good now?
Yeah, you good. A 1 year old.
Okay. Yeah. So I got a 1 year old. So right now, and then I also have older children. So I'm trying to do the work life balance.
That's what I was
So
about.
sometimes what I plan might not be in his plans or my lady's plans. So I just kind of have to work around it.
Mhm.
But the beauty of some of the stuff I do, like for instance, the social media, there's not a time frame on that, right?
Mhm.
So if I put something out there, it's out there in the universe, and somebody may be hitting me about something I did 3 weeks ago, but now we're having a conversation today about real estate.
Mhm.
So ideally, I would like to time block and have those. Hey, this is when I'm going to be doing this particular activity.
Mhm.
But I'm kind of freestyling right now, but it's working. So
Okay.
it's
Now,
working.
are you still coaching? Don't you have like a position at KW, or are you still doing that?
Yeah. So right now I am a mentor.
Mhm.
So if there's a new agent that comes in and they would like a mentor, aside from the productivity coaching,
Mhm.
I'm doing that. And then also I started teaching the classes for people that are becoming agents. I'm teaching crash courses to
Mm.
help people prepare for their real estate exam.
So
So I'm doing that
You're
through.
Stephen T. Webb, right?
I
You're
guess so. I guess
you're a
so.
young Stephen T. Webb.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that.
Just
Yeah. So I like
gotta wear
the
the suit like
aspect of
he does.
learning.
You hear me? You gotta put on
I
those.
gotta. I gotta. Yeah, I gotta get me a Steve Harvey suit, man. I gotta do it so I can be like Steve Harvey and Steve Webb.
Oh man, man.
Yeah, so I'm doing that. I like teaching. I like learning. It goes hand in hand. I like giving back. Like it
Mhm.
feels like giving back when I'm doing it.
Mhm.
So I like it. It's definitely brings joy to me, and of course, it's cool to get paid aside from having to do a transaction.
Okay, so what does your future look like? Are you getting your broker's license? What does the future of Justin Edwards look like?
Yeah, so I do want to get my broker's license. I'm just right now I'm working on maintaining a certain level of consistency within my own business, and then I'll either get my broker's license or start a team.
Mhm.
So those are two real estate goals that I have. Um, First one is remaining consistent with the monthly deal flow. Then the second would be to work on starting a team.
Mhm.
And then lastly, probably get my broker's license.
Okay. So what's the team name gonna be?
Oh, it's already it's just win realty. If you want to
Knew
win,
it. I knew it.
so so the slogan for my LLC is we play the game to win, right? So that's the slogan for that will be the slogan for the Just Win Realty team is we play the
Mhm.
game to win. As you know, in real estate, you have to have so many small wins before you get to that closed transaction.
Mhm.
And our goal is to I'm learning as I do more self-development is there are really no losses in life. They're just more so lessons.
Mhm.
Even when you feel like you take a loss, it's an opportunity to learn and grow.
Right.
So that's my thing is I don't really ever lose, even though you may feel like it. It's just an opportunity for you to learn from whatever the situation is. And that's kind of what I want to bring agents on that have that kind of philosophy that are determined. And then also for our clients, I want them to know like we're not our goal is to get the job done, right? So our goal is to win the offer, first win the client, then win the offer if we're working with the buyer, or win the market with the marketing and find and acquire a buyer if we're doing the listing, and then throughout that transaction, making sure we get all this tiny wins so that we get to that closed deal and the client is happy with the outcome. So that's the goal.
So how'd you come up with Just Win?
So actually I got it from Mike Snell. He
Forgot about him.
don't forget about my man
Yes,
Mike.
I
So
know.
he was on one of my social media. He was commenting, congratulating me on one of the deals, and he was like, "Yeah, just win with Justin." I'm like, I like that. I'm
Yeah.
still in that. And when I played football, the movie Friday Night Lights was out, right? So one of the slogans or one of the sayings for the guy Booby Miles was, "If you want to win, put Booby in." So in high school, I used to mess with the coaches, even though I was like the captain and I'm playing both sides of the ball. I just used to mess around like I'm Booby Miles or whatever, right? So I took that and and took the idea and just kind of put it all together and added it to real estate. So Just Win Realty. And another thing that one thing that I don't like about teams is most teams have the name of whoever started the team, right? And I was on the team for a brief second, and I didn't really like that. I was kind of confused. Like, I'm with Keller Williams, but I'm on this team, but I'm my own agent. So my whole thing is everybody loves a winner. I'm about to come out with some shirts that say that everybody loves a winner, and everybody wants to be on a winning team. So you can still be your own individual with the Just Win Realty team because it's not Justin team or the Edwards and Associates, right? So I want everybody to be their own individual, and if they decide to partner with me, I don't want to take anything away from them as an individual agent.
And y'all see why I love my brother. Comes from the heart, and we actually really think alike, because I agree with you. You always want, me as a coach, as a real estate coach, I want the agents to shine on their own, to make a name on their own too, and
Yeah,
stuff. So no, I totally get that and everything. How old is your oldest?
he's gonna be 12 on the 21st.
Does he seem like I know he's only 12, but does he kind of like ask about real estate? Not just when the checks get come. I mean.
Yeah, so he asks. He's very inquisitive and curious. So he asks, and I hear him say things like, "And then, Dad, when I'm 16, I can work with you." So that's another reason. Like I can't fail. He's my son is making plans to work with me, so I got to be successful.
So he can start now putting them signs out.
Oh yeah, no, we have him do little stuff. I have him do little things. But yeah, they passed out signs with me and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get him more involved as he gets older,
Okay,
for
good,
sure.
good, good. Well, is there anything else you want the people, to know? How did they, contact you? Um, why should they contact you and stuff?
Right. So I mean, you can contact me. If you follow me on social media, I would say do that because I put out a lot of information. Some of it is informational, some of it is humorous, some of it is, just like to see houses. There goes some houses to look at, right?
Mhm.
And I try to keep people up to date about what's going on or current events regarding real estate. So I would say follow me on social media. Facebook is Justin Edwards, but pretty much everything else is just_win_916. Or if you put just win 916, I'm sure it'll come up. So yeah, on all those platforms, IG, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, and yeah, feel free to reach out to me. Why should someone work with me? Because I'm in it for you to win, like really. So I'm gonna get paid once you win. I'm not gonna get paid until you are successful, and I believe that someone that's looking for an agent, you and I both know that there's different levels to agents and what they do and how they operate. And for me, I think I don't just accept no for an answer. I'm going to try to do everything I can to get you into where you want to be or get the results that you would like.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's not realistic and it won't pan out, and we may have to pivot. But
Mhm.
I'm going to keep you informed on why and what our other options are,
Mhm.
and just being real. Like, I don't lie to my clients. I don't
Right.
sugarcoat things. I've been fired twice, and it's because I did my job too well. And I say that because I've got a client in the property 3 different times, and she canceled 3 different times. So it's like I'm doing my job as an agent that's representing the buyer. All I can do is get you in the contract and then see the escrow process through. But if you decide you want to cancel because you don't like the house, well, you probably shouldn't have told me this is the house for you. Now, sometimes we learn that through the inspections, but sometimes some people are just kind of jumping the gun too early.
Mhm.
So that was a situation to where I've got a client into 3 different offers, and they canceled every single one. And then another time, and then they canceled me. I don't. Hey, and then
Yeah,
another
sometimes it's a
time,
blessing.
yeah, right. Another time, I was working with a young lady, and I've got multiple offers accepted, and she just kept canceling. And I was letting her know. I thought that I built enough rapport to like keep it real with her, but I guess I didn't. And I asked, she ended up firing me. And I asked her like, "What made you want to?" She's like, "I just really didn't like your tone." And it made me learn a lesson. Like, okay, well, I have to be mindful. These are my clients. Even though I may feel we built a certain rapport, they may not feel that way, and you know, it may come off a certain way.
Mhm.
But also, it's different personality types. Some
Yeah.
people are going to take things a certain way, even though they weren't meant that way. But I say I got fired 2 times, and it's because I did my job too well. That was 5 offers accepted and 2
Okay.
clients. So.
Wait a minute. Do you know Toby, Tennessee?
Do I know who?
Toby, Tennessee.
Toby, Tennessee.
He said you was the only person faster than him.
Oh, he got green
Oh,
eyes.
nephew, man, you.
Did Toby have green eyes?
Yeah, he got my nephew got the little green eyes. And
Hey, see, look, I ain't telling no lies. Toby was quick too.
he said, "Oh, he went to Hollywood Park."
Yeah, Hollywood Park. Yep, yep.
Now, how you gonna let somebody outrun your nephew? No.
Hey, at least it was another brother, but Toby was on my heels though for sure.
He said third grade Miss Tahara. Tahara?
Yep, Mr. Hara. So it's crazy because Mr. Hara, she was strict, but you could tell she loved what she did, and she was gonna learn.
Mm,
So she was that kind of teacher, and it was crazy because when I went to middle school, I didn't have her daughter, but her daughter was a teacher there.
mm.
And then when I went to high school, I had her husband as my PE teacher, Mr. Tahara.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Man. And in fact,
yeah.
you know, and nephew, you gonna have to pay me later for this little plug, okay? But he does like I think like electrical or HVAC and stuff. I know HVAC for sure, but I think he was getting into electrical
Okay.
stuff too. So yeah, yeah, he's doing he got she's the reason my math skills are on point. Yeah, with all them
Now,
kids.
I'm telling you.
He got
Yeah, no.
he got hella kids too. So
All right, well, we gotta try it, man. Hit me up, Toby. Give me your number, man, because
he
I'll
don't
be
answer his
needing.
phone. I'm gonna tell you that I'll be calling. He don't answer his phone.
I'm
He's
gonna text him then. I'm gonna text him.
okay. So I'll send you his number too. If he got the same number. Now, if you put in the chat if you got the same number, okay? They change their number all the time. So yeah, but no, I've been knowing
Yeah,
him.
I don't change my number. People hit me up. They're like, "You still got the same number?"
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
I
that's
got.
our
Yeah,
money line. That's our money line.
yeah, yeah. I'm not changing, but I'm talking about. Yeah, it was always the money line. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So so Toad, put in there for you. Okay, it's the same number. All right, I'll send it to him. All right. Okay. But that's crazy. He's so funny. You said Toby with the green eyes. Yep, yep.
Yep, yep.
Um, now he done threw me off. I forgot what we was talking about.
No, but you was just asking me, how people could connect with me.
Yeah, most definitely. And you work like me, you know. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So you talking about people firing you. Have you ever fired someone? I have.
Fired him. I'm gonna keep it real. I haven't fired anyone because I work too hard for my money, so I'm gonna need that check.
Nah, they ain't
I,
gonna
I
stress me
haven't
out.
I haven't met a client yet that I was ready to fire. Most of my clients are good to me, and I understand this is a stressful, situation. So I get that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I haven't fired anyone yet. Luckily.
Okay. I fired like maybe my 23 years of real estate, I think I fired like maybe two.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because some of it, like, you just ain't gonna stress me out, and I'm not gonna be driving like what you were saying, how the person kept canceling. No, we don't. That's our gas money. You know what I mean? We don't get paid, and if you got me driving all around and you keep canceling and stuff, then you know what? I'm sorry, I don't think we're a right fit. You know.
So I learned that. But I try to give people grace, and I try to have understanding depending upon who the client is. So I'm always learning, and I don't think either one of those clients should have been fired. It should have just been real serious conversations and a little bit of a level of understanding on both our parts, so we can reevaluate. What do you expect from me? What should I expect from you? And kind of go from there. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but sometimes when you do have those conversations, that's most
yeah,
likely the reason why I fire, you know what I mean, fire them
yeah,
and stuff. And like you say, how she said you got with the tone and stuff. Like if I have one guy, I think oh, I was his third realtor. He was to me. I sold one in the G Parkway, and then I even ran out squatters in the other one. And he's like, well, if it's not going to sell, I may have to make a decision. And I thought about it and I was like, I done sold his. I'm your third realtor. Okay. So the next morning, I just emailed him. I said, I don't think we're a great fit. He said, well, can you please wait until I, find an agent? Can you hold off and stuff?
yeah,
Then then the agent that he hired, I saw her at the SAR store and she goes, oh my God, that guy. I was like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
so I was like, you
yeah.
was his fourth realtor. So, but at least I got one of the three properties sold, right?
There
So
you
I got something out of it. But yeah, but no, I appreciate you. I know you was like, what am I going to get myself into and stuff. I just want people to know, the real Justin Edwards, the real.
go.
I didn't ask you. So I know you got a family and stuff, but what are your hobbies? Like when you're not doing real estate or something, what favorite places do you like to go to? What type of, do you go to concerts, comedy shows, you know, to relax?
So all of that. I like live music. I like comedy. So like when Mike Epps and all the boys was out here. Who was it? Mike Epps. They came to Hard Rock. Um, I can't forget. I forget her name. The Chocolate Sister. She been in the game for a minute.
Is it
Simone,
Shirley
I think. Is
or
it Simone?
some more?
Some more, yeah.
Okay.
Her, Lavelle,
Mm.
and Joe, dude that used to be on BET. I didn't even know he was a comedian, but he was hella funny too. So that was cool. I've done. I like the V1-on-1 things that they throw at the arena. I think it's an affordable concert with a lot of good different artists.
Mm-hmm.
Music that I like listening to. But I even like doing things that are a little bit more intimate, like Harlow's, or just wherever people are having events. Because I used to do spoken word and rap and all that stuff too.
Oh,
So
what?
yeah, I appreciate the craft. Um,
Wait a minute. So wait, don't just skip over that part. So you used to do spoken word and rap?
yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I never knew that.
Then I had to get a real job. Nah, nah. I should honestly, if I felt if I would have stuck with it, I would have been able to make a lane for myself for sure.
Mhm.
For sure. Just how the way the music is went kind of independent and being able to, if you have a following, you can kind of tap in and do some touring and stuff. I think if I would have stuck with it and really went 10 toes down with it, I would have been able to make something happen. Um, but
Wasn't
I just
Rob was he into the music?
he wasn't into really making music too much. I think he kind of started messing with it, but his thing was the whole YouTube and kind of being a content creator.
Yeah, that's
That's what he was focused on. So yeah, I like doing that. I like live music. I like comedy. I like concerts. I like being outdoors, like doing stuff like kayaking and being on the water.
right.
Um, I like barbecuing. I like firing up the grill. I like working out. I like exercising. So those are the kind of things that I like to do.
Mhm.
And I like enjoying an adult beverage every now and then. So
Oh
hanging
yeah.
out at the bars and stuff. I
Okay.
went to the cigar lounge at Sky River, and that was pretty cool. I went with my cousin and a few of his partners, so that was pretty cool.
Oh,
I
okay.
like gambling, but I don't like I'm not I don't got a habit though. So if I
Okay.
lose, I lost.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I'm not going to the ATM to get more.
Yeah. Okay. Good. 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 Good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, Justin Edwards. Shout out phone number or anything or
Oh
nothing?
yeah, Justin Edwards 916-710-3135 916-710-3135 and always remember if you want to win, put Justin in.
Right. Right. Now look. Like I said, you guys are probably wondering why is she interviewing another agent? I got to give the flowers while they still here. Period. And I have so much respect for Justin. Ever since we connected on Facebook, we just been, you know,
And
really
then at Bold
like
too,
brothers.
that's where we got to really connect.
Where was it?
At Bold
Oh
on
yeah, bold.
47
That's
at the
right, at
church.
bold. Yeah, yeah. When I
Yep.
was at KW. Yeah, yeah. So and we call each other on the phone. We was kind of going through a couple times, and stuff. But that's what realtors do. We don't compete, what I mean? We collaborate, the true ones,
Yeah.
and you just have to like he said, sometimes the personalities and stuff, I may not vibe. I may, shoot, referral, get me referral fee. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it just, we can't be in competition all the time. And not only in real estate, and anything that you do and stuff, you really, really have to, collaborate and show, other people in your profession that, you give you got respect for them. You see what they're doing. And I think a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't give other, especially like other realtors, that their kudos, and let them know, hey, I'm watching, I
Yeah.
appreciate what you do and stuff. So I'm going to say it to you. I appreciate all that you do. Keep doing the content and stuff and everything, and try to sell one of my, I got 3 listings on the market. I need bring some buyers. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna have to do some property tours for you.
Oh
And
yeah.
then one thing I do first I want to say thank you and I appreciate the opportunity to be on your platform, but also shout out for the Real Pros because I just got my acceptance
All
today
right.
actually, so I did tap into that, so I'm gonna be coming with that too.
Yeah. So we are also loan officers, realtor and loan officers are realtor pros and everything. And have you been getting on those calls?
So the calls that's the time when I'm getting my kids ready for school. So it's kind of hard for me to get on the
Catch the
calls.
go in the school and catch those replays. They give not only for like the loans, but they help me with my, gave me ideas for my real estate business and stuff too. So
Okay.
they got the recordings in the school community and stuff too. So what is Toby saying? Hold it down. Let me know when y'all need a HVAC help. All right.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I got you, man.
I need proof. I need proof that you know how to know what you're doing. I can hear her say, why my auntie talking mess on that there? So, all right, Justin, have a good night and thank you for coming on and stuff. And I will see you out in the real estate world, and I will see you when you bring buyers to my listings.
All right. I ain't mad at you. I'll talk to you soon. Appreciate you.
All right, bye.
All right. Peace.